This is the Carthago C Line i4.8, a vehicle which is 739 centimeters long and can offer a massive payload if classified as 4.5 tons. So there we have it. So you have it 3.5 tons, which is probably the safest thing to do, and in driving conditions 3,215 kilos, which leaves you 285 kilos payload. But if you stuck it up another ton, that's another ton of payload you're going to get. 227 centimeters wide, 289 high. Come round to the garage, which is absolutely enormous, and on the right hand side you've got your electrics there, which you have access to by opening up here. Let's come round the back. Now, one thing I don't like is this indentation here, because in my opinion it's a waste of space. You may say, well, it's not very much space, but you know, it's a camper van, it's a motorhome, and every centimetre counts. So personally, if I were the designer, I'd do something to get rid of that. Now here, once more, look at that garage, outstanding. Entry via both ways. There's a clever double floor here, and a double floor has two things. It means, first of all, it gives you insulation, and secondly, you get extra storage. You may think, can't store much in there. Well, at least you can. You get your skis in there, you can get all sorts of other stuff. There's plenty of storage there, which could be very useful for your outdoor kit. There is the place for the gas. Now, opening this up and pulling it out makes it easier, although of course I think that people shouldn't be lifting heavy gas in any case, so get yourself a refillable option. The gas will work obviously with the heating and hot water, and these modern systems are absolutely outstanding the way they work. I am now in the van. Admittedly it's not a Carthago, but it's -12 outside, and I am so warm in the van, absolutely incredible. Okay, there you can see access to the double floor again, and there are the batteries, so they're relatively easy to get a hold of. You can get actually 3 batteries in here if I remember correctly. A little bit more about the van. It's got 110 litres dirty water and 170 fresh water. Down here you have got a little cellar, which I shall open up and show you. The reason it's a bit grubby, it's because it's snow outside. Now look at that. That's double floor, the use of it. Again, stacks of space there. And to the left, you've got your hot and cold valves, which means that you can dump the water should the van be going into storage. Now, inside the table, around the table I should say, there's a couple of things which I don't like very much. First is the position of the bed. This van was at the trade fair in Stuttgart last week, and that's why it's got that sign on it. So only the people working on the stand will demonstrate how the bed works. Don't do it yourself. This is now the Carthago showroom, so maybe it still applies to people who come to see. We've got a pop-up television there. And behind that is this chair. I think this chair here is a complete waste of space because it gets in the way of the passenger side chair there, and you really need this many chairs around the table. The bed is a more serious issue for me because you're losing almost 30 centimeters of headroom, and admittedly it is quite high where I'm standing, but as soon as you start coming down here and further down here, I've now got my body bent a little bit, got to stoop to get under it. So personally, I'd have that bed taken out, unless of course there's 3 of you, in which case you've got not much choice. You'll need the extra bed. If you're getting the door because you think you might be going away with the grandkids, then really my advice is don't bother. The grandkids will be more than happy to sleep on the floor. Now you've got this 2 singles here, steps up to the bed, makes it nice and easy. But if you want, you can, using this thing here, pull everything out like that, and there you've got a very large double bed. And you can pull this out here as well, that'll come out and make really an enormous bed there. There's also storage under the steps and storage at either side under the bed. Additional space can be found here. So plenty of hanging space here. 1 plus these 2 as well. Oh, I'll show it to you seeing as I'm here. And there's the cushion from the bed. Hanging space. The shower is in here, and as you can see there's plenty of space in there. Good duckboard on the floor. Mirror from one side to the other. Oh, look how deep the sink is. I'll have to point that one out as well. I'm really keen on deep sinks in kitchens. I'm not so sure about deep sinks being necessary in the washroom, but I'm sure it comes in handy. There you go, there's the deep sink here. 3 gas rings, spice rack, slidey out thing for bottles, storage above the kitchen, and Carthago likes to put in this coffee machine. It may be a problem for you if you don't like the coffee that it makes. It's DeLonghi, but personally I prefer to have one of these cafetiere things, so I personally wouldn't need that, but you may well want to keep it in. There's an enormous fridge and freezer, and we have this decorative element here as you come in. I'm normally not very keen on decorative elements. I think it's a waste of space, but in this case it looks really good, and it follows the contours of the lights which go around the van internally and down there as well. Quite amazing. Well, I like this van. It's very nice. For me it would be a bit too long. Finish off with the price. €103,000, well, 102,620. Our base price is 91,400.